It is Saturday night. Once again, this is the Overnight Mouse Party. And so far, we have gun websites. How you doing, G-Webs?
Fair to Midland. Thanks for hosting. Thanks for the invite.
Why don't I do this? So I've got a bunch of old promos and intros and stuff on my computer. And so I thought I'd play some of them tonight, like this one.
HereWebsites.com for 2A stickers, patches, books, logo design, web design, 3D printing, technology consulting, and so much more. HereWebsites.com.
I forget about this store. Thanks for putting those plugs up. You and Giz are the only ones that do it, and I forget about it. And every once in a while, somebody buys something. Somebody bought something, a deck of cards, I think, and I forgot to send them. So that reminds me to send them.
Well, I got this one too.
That was the most expensive one because we had to drive the van down up that ramp and into the water. That was expensive to clean out.
Well, it was worth it.
Yeah, that clip of video.
When the shot goes right, it's all worth it.
I forgot about that little hat too. I wonder where that little hat is. He hates that little hat.
Oh,
I had a tragedy happen today.
Uh-oh.
I woke up for the show and I discovered this. I'll try to get it on camera here. I found this on the floor.
Oh.
So everyone thinks that Mello doesn't do bad things. Mello does do bad things. And she did this. She was trying to hide it, as you can see, but super gross. And that's my copy. It fell off the magnet board over here. So that's like my original, that's my copy. Like, I have like one of everything we ever made. And that's my one copy of that. I mean, I probably have another one somewhere, but that was like a significant one she destroyed. And I think that's a bad sign. She's going to start eating patches.
Well, maybe she just doesn't like Night Strike.
I don't think it's a hate crime against Night Strike specifically, but I don't know. Has she met Night Strike? I think she's met Night Strike.
Well, is it really a hate crime?
Night Strike. She's been around for a long time.
If it's Night Strike, is it really a hate crime?
Cool. What we got out there? Is anybody joining us this evening, or did everybody switch to the morning show?
There's a few people out there so far. Vulcan Rumble is here. Sergeant Joe Smith is not here. M. Gabriel and Woods. And I think that's everybody that said something. So, hey, wait.
Nope, one more.
There we go. Skagit Valley Guns. Yeah, Skagit Valley just took his puppy to the emergency vet tonight.
That's too bad.
Turns out has a sprained tail. So luckily it's nothing too serious.
You ever had dogs with broken, or you grow up with dogs?
Yeah.
Do you ever have tails on dogs?
Never had one with a sprained tail.
Well, I've had dachshunds with busted tails, and something else had a busted tail. My grandma's dogs got busted tails all the time.
Had a kitten that got run over.
Yuck.
That's about it. It was somebody had come over to visit, and the kitten had nestled up under a tire for some reason. So when they left,
there's no way to know.
Yeah,
that's too bad. The dogs that had busted tails just had kind of a kink in the tail, like its tail, instead of being the tail straight.
Yeah.
out for a ways and then went a different way. It had a big knob in it, but they didn't care. Dogs didn't care at all. I'm assuming it's like, I don't know. Do we have anything like that, like an ear or something, where if we bust an ear, we really don't care? You know, it's just all cartilage. I'm guessing it's something like that. But they don't
Well,
seem
like
to
a
affect it too bad.
finger. If you break your finger,
Yeah, that's true.
you can splint it,
Go
but that's
different
there's
direction.
nothing they can do. Or a toe.
Well, if you don't spring it, or if you break a finger and you don't set it right, and you have it all, I've known people that had a finger going off in the wrong direction. It's weird, but it doesn't bother them at all. It doesn't hurt or anything.
What's football players, professional football players? If you see their hands, their fingers are going all over the place.
Oh, I'm thinking more like mechanics and stuff, but yeah, I suppose sports.
So, what was I gonna say? I got off track. Yeah, I don't know. What do we want to talk about tonight?
Guns or laws or stuff or something. Probably. Audience is allowed to pick topics too, I've heard.
Yeah, there's a court case, which I thought was interesting. It's not gun related. It's Pung versus Isabella County. I think it's Minnesota. But a homeowner had died, and I'm not sure if somebody bought it. I think it went to their kid, and it ended up there was the county said they owed $2,200 in taxes. The county ended up seizing the home and selling it. They sold it at a lower price just to get it sold. And then I think they sold it. Forget what the house was worth, but they ended up selling it for like $70,000 and kept all the money. So it more than covered that $2,000 tax debt. And they went to court. Pung, I think it was his son, took him to court, and the district court ruled in their favor. It went to their appellate court, which ruled in their favor, and it's gone up to the Supreme Court, which I can't remember if they've held the arguments yet or not. But they had two main issues. One, all the courts leading up to the Supreme Court ruled that the county can't keep all the money. Anything over the debt should have been returned to the owner.
Yeah, is there like a reasoning for that, or like some sort of government logic that they're just going to keep everything and not just the chunk they own?
That's what most counties would do. I mean, everywhere.
Keep all of it?
Yeah.
Well, I know that out here there's a thing where if nobody pays their taxes on land, then you can pay their taxes and then have the land, own the land. And all you got to pay is the taxes. There's no other fee at all.
Mm.
And I think that is to deal with the people that die or forget they own it or something, or I don't even know, but you know what I mean? Like, I think there's that's the process so that someone doesn't just, some property doesn't just say, oh, this is owned by John Smith, and no one knows who John Smith is, so therefore nobody can own this property ever. Like the state, says, well, John Smith hasn't paid taxes in 2 or 3 years, and the taxes are $1,000 a year. So if you pay $3,000, you can just have this property. And I think they do something like they'll put something in the paper that says, hey, John Smith, we're selling your property because you're not paying for it. And after like 60 days or something, it just happens, and John Smith isn't part of the property anymore.
Yeah, the other issue,
I was going to buy some property that way.
The other issue they brought up was a Fifth Amendment, was just compensation. They said that the property was worth way more than they sold it for, so they should be compensated for that difference.
Yeah, like being a bad agent for a transaction. Is that like whose responsibility is that, or like whose lack of responsibility is that? Consequence.
I don't think didn't sound like they would win on that, but I think they have a good chance of winning on the they should have been given the overage. And they're in Washington State. They put out, Washington State put out a letter to FFLs that said that we have an $18 fee to process the paperwork, the background stuff that goes to the state patrol. They do all the background checks. All they do is go to the NICS system. So, I mean, it's stupid bullshit, but they put out a letter saying that normally they do so many, and based on that number is that $18 fee would cover and pay for all the man hours and all that. But since it's so much lower and they don't have enough agents, there's because Washington State is dealing with a deficit, there's a hiring freeze that's been on for a couple of years now. So they can't hire more people to process paperwork. So in their letter, they said 50% of the applicants should go through, no problem. The other 50% need to be looked at. Each agent can only process so many, and they list I forget what the number they list. So it may cause delays. And in Washington, if they say they need to look at you, the FFL cannot release that gun until that background check comes back, until they're given an okay. And on top of that, with them talking about the fees, basically saying the fees may not cover to pay for everything, the legislature removed the cap on the fee. It used to be capped at $18. Now it can be set at whatever price they want to set it at. So fun.
When they put a requirement on that puts a burden on them to do something, and then they don't fulfill that, that seems like an opportunity to challenge the rule in the first place. But I think there's something about, I seem to remember something about like if a government or if a system, a state or whatever puts like a burden on it, people, but then can't deal with that burden, there's like a consequence to that, or like anyway, I'm wondering if they've left themselves open to something there, or an opportunity for the groups that are gonna, well, I don't know, Second Amendment Foundation, I guess, is the only body that's going to touch Washington. That might change. The groups are hanging out with each other now, and the NRA is different, so it's possible that you'll start seeing a different situation in Washington State, maybe.
Going through the court system in Washington, when it comes to guns, is an uphill battle. It's not the first time where I forget what can't think of the department, but they'll say, "Oh yes, we'll have the funding to do this," and then once the law is passed, the legislature will push back the start date, the enactment date, because there's no way in hell they can fund it. And they know that. But they don't care. I did also find out a while back, and I meant to mention this, that
Yeah,
I don't know if...
Bottom of the screen.
What's that?
Oh, I thought you said you found out that there's a scrolling banner that you can have at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if it's just Washington State or if it's all the states or whatever, but talking to somebody at work who he has some suppressors and he was looking to get another one. And in talking to the gun shop, that now, once you've done all your paperwork and once you get all your proceeds, it can be mailed straight to your house.
For why?
I don't know, but it's, I don't know, it's kind of nice.
Interesting, I guess. I don't like tiny little ribbons on tyranny, you know, so I get it, but I also don't get it. I don't like it. So are you going to talk about Vulcan's question out there?
I didn't read the question. This one?
11:15. No, 11:15. A little earlier than that one.
Oh, hang on. Let me back up. Back up. Oh, this one?
Yes. So at first you look and you do the math and you go, so the question is, should I travel to a gun show 85 miles away? It's $4 a gallon for gas in the 10 mile a gallon truck. So that would be $40 per gallon. No. Yeah. No. Let me try.
No, it'd be $4 a gallon.
$4 a gallon, but I'm trying to think of how many dollars per mile, I guess is what I was getting at. But at 85 miles, yeah, that's going to cost some money, definitely. Here's the thing I'm going to look at first. So if off the bat, just math, so and that's each way. Saget asked, is that how we saying it? SVG? How are we saying it?
That's Gadsden Valley.
So 85 each way or both? Or, each way, or is that the whole trip? And that's each way. So it's definitely eating some up. And I think most people would go, no, don't go to that gun show, because most people hate gun shows and it would be easy for them to not go to a gun show. But if you keep going down to approximately, it's ruined. The 11:19, the other one you said there, it's usually a bad show, but it's the only one around. The high point of the last show was a paracord rifle slings. Only 3 tables had rifles. Then the important part here, remember, I'm in Massachusetts. You can't hold the guns here. So it's very much like some of the gun shows in California where
sucks.
It's frustrating. They only allow you to show up and gather, but they don't allow people to touch things. And that doesn't attract very many gun shops. So even though it's quite quote unquote a gun show, it's really a gun owner's event. So that's where, as soon as I read that, I figured it's worth addressing all this, even though we're in the middle of the night, and I'm going to spend some time if I can, but I think it's totally worth going. So 2 reasons. One, if gas is kind of the issue because it's $4 a gallon right now. Who gives a crap? Like, it would be $2 a gallon if it was best situation ever. So it would cost you half as much. So unless that gas is seriously going to break you, go, for a couple of reasons. In Massachusetts and other states as well, but in Massachusetts for sure, having people attend gun shows is valuable, and for the promoter, for the situation, for just everything. And you want to, if you're going to spend money, as we're capitalists, right? You want to spend money anyway, then spend money at a gun show. If people are going to take the time, and especially in Massachusetts, to actually attend a gun show, make it worth their while as much as possible. So I would definitely recommend going.
Guns and Barbecue.
Good evening.
Let me play. I was playing some of the old intros and stuff that I had laying around, like this one.
And now, making his way to the ring, weighing in at 245 pounds, standing an astonishing 5 feet 10 inches tall, the reigning U.S. middleweight late night firearms chat champion, Guns and Barbecue.
Woo! I'm too wired than Mortato.
Good evening.
Oh,
It's been a while since that's played.
what's that?
So it's been a while since that's played.
It has been.
Because of all the
Sketch
fines
Valley
and everything.
Guns said that Washington, speaking of the suppressors, Washington doesn't consider them firearms. That's why they can be shipped to your house.
Doesn't make any sense though. There's still federal laws, and there's still a firearm. There's still a 4473 attached to it.
Yeah, once all that is okayed, then it can go to your house. I don't know. I was reading Virginia, who got wailed on anti-gun wise. Their semi-auto rifle ban has passed and is sitting on their governor's desk, but hasn't been signed yet. And it passed like on the 9th. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Almost like it's just a bunch of hype.
Well, it's super important to get it done right now, and then I would guess that they're going to have some big make a big show of it. So they're just getting everything ready.
Possibly, yeah.
And
Barbecue, what is your opinion on in Massachusetts if Vulcan should drive 85 miles each way, $4 a gallon in a 10-mile-a-gallon truck to go to a gun show in Massachusetts?
I used to have a 10-mile-a-gallon truck, so I can definitely relate to that. It's only 85 miles. Well, like with everything you just described, where does he live at exactly? Like, does he live in Massachusetts, or is he?
Yes.
Oh, then go. Like, it's not like he's going to find anything different around him. Like, it's going to be the same whether it was 5 miles or 85 miles.
well, I don't know what is, he didn't say what kind of truck, but if it's 10 miles a gallon, you figure it's a full size pickup truck, 15 to 20 gallon tank. So it's maybe one tank there and back.
But
That's not too bad.
trucks have 24-gallon tanks, all of them, don't they?
My truck had a 36.
Mine had a 20, but then I had a 10 and a 15 auxiliary tank.
Oh, everything I've had recently, I guess, has had 24-gallon tanks. That's why I just assumed all cars have 20, or all trucks have 20.
But it was a 78 Power Wagon, so.
But even if
it probably is going to be a substantial money. I'm just saying, like, when I look at stuff like that, like, if I'm going to go to the gun show, best case scenario, then it's going to cost me like $2 a gallon gas. You know, it's not like ever gas is free. So really, you're only paying a kind of a premium right now. And in other words, it's going to cost you something to go to the gun show anyway. Right now, it's just a little bit more. I think it's worth a little bit more because Massachusetts needs the gun community, all the gun community they can get.
really absolute worst case scenario is it costs them like $80 round trip. Yeah.
And then I look at that as like, and it would have cost you 40 in the best case scenario. So who cares about $40? Go to the show. I mean, assuming you want to go to the show at all. Like if it's
because if you take round it up to just 200 miles round trip, so 100 miles each way instead of 85.
Oh, there you go.
So 200 miles, divide that by 10 miles a gallon. That gives you 20 gallons at $4 a gallon, $80.
Yeah. So I think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
I enjoy going to a gun show personally. Like when I go to the Phoenix ones, I mean, I don't love it, but you do have an hour or something drive to go to a gun show. You have a good time just thinking about what you're going to find at the gun show. and then you go to a gun show and you drive that hour home, and you have a chance to think about that gun show for an hour. So there's worse things to do in the world than think about a gun show for a couple hours.
My Power Wagon got 7 miles to the gallon. But
Ooh.
no matter how much you loaded it up, it would get that 7 miles to the gallon.
Yep.
I understand that if, let's say, some bad guy threw you in there with a beer and then dug a big hole and buried it, and then you were in there and you woke up and you could just splash that beer in your face, turn it into Power Drive or whatever they have, and then just blast your way or pop a wheelie right out of that hole that you're dug into. I've never seen that in a documentary before.
So I did. You can't tell anybody this story. So I had a friend in high school that he had a VW Bug that he had his brother-in-law and his brother-in-law's brother. I'm not sure all the relationship and how it all works, but were working on his Bug and it got stolen. So he never saw it again. Well, they told me, the brothers of him told me what the true story was, that they were having so much trouble working on this Bug, it was causing a fight between the two of them. So they dug a pit and buried it and told him it was stolen. So don't tell him. He doesn't know.
Hopefully they hid stuff in it, like that blanket that he's always carrying around when he was a baby, and he was still carrying around when he was like 16. People are like, dude, that's weird. And like the love notes from his first girlfriend, they just buried that all with the car.
Well, it was kind of funny that many years later,
He had all this insulin in there.
I was over at his house and he picked up a key that was sitting on the counter and he goes, "Oh, this is the key to my old Bug." And he handed it to me. He said, "Hey, you can have it. If you ever find that Bug, you can have it." Like, okay.
Next week, you're driving around with a dirty ass Bug.
There is, I forget what state, because I saw Roll Call did a post on it.
He's in Indiana.
That wants to basically serialize every bullet.
Illinois. Sorry. Oh, sorry. It's
So
Illinois.
I believe it's pronounced Illinois.
Oh, there you go.
So you would have to do background checks on every single bullet.
This long before somebody said Illinois. It's perfect. Like that would have been excellent to bother people with my whole life.
There is no feasible way the state could ever handle.
That's why they want it. They don't give a shit. They're just throwing, rocks on the track. They want to just rail, not slow down. Intentional chaos or like whatever planned chaos. That's what. Same with the last law you talked about. It's something you can't enforce, so throw it out there. What do they care?
Which is somewhat similar to the Rody v. Bonta, which is going to go en banc on the 24th, 5th, something like that, in the Ninth Circuit, with California's background check on ammunition, which was ruled by a 3-judge panel unconstitutional. So we'll see what happens with that. I have seen some commentators which believe that the makeup of the judges on the panel would be favorable for the Second Amendment, but you never know. Vulcan Rumble said 20-gallon tank, 1998 GMC 1500.
Yeah, you'll be right. Because either way, it doesn't matter what it is or anything else like that. I mean, you could be just driving around, Delta 88 getting 10 miles a gallon. 10 miles a gallon is 10 miles a gallon.
Yeah, but a 98 truck is cool.
Yes, 100%.
Oh, Delta 88s are okay.
$15 admission to a gun show is decent. And, whatever they put on in Massachusetts is worthwhile because everybody there, it's like a rally. People need to meet each other and know each other and see how many other people are out there. And anybody reporting from a, third party needs to see support and people in the parking lot and everything else. So I think it's a win. It sucks that it's an 85-mile trip. I mean, for me, that's going to like a Phoenix show. So it's not like I would only do that trip if there was like a big show up there that I wanted to see, because there's both big and medium shows up there. But also if like there was just like a drought in Tucson and I needed to go there. But it sucks that you have to drive 85 miles just to get to a gun show.
It's all right. I drive 2.5 hours to go see my gun enabler, which I'm going to do next.
Plug.
Yeah, but you're independently wealthy.
No. So I will go up and see him next Sunday and pick up my guns.
I'm just getting mailed to you. Not everybody just gets everything mailed to them now in Washington.
There was. I was talking to somebody a while ago. I can't remember who it was.
I meant to mail you a ham sandwich, but I accidentally mailed you a bunch of pistols. My bad.
Well, somebody was going to send him a gun, and they mailed it to him. It was like an old guy.
Oh,
just do it in the mail. Send it to him.
Give a shit. Yeah. Nobody knows that there's laws against dumb shit until you pay attention to the things, right? Like if you're just who knows if there's laws about, I don't know, snowblowers or chainsaws or something. You're allowed to just go buy a chainsaw. So you can put a chainsaw in a box and send it. Like, unless you were really paying attention, how would you ever know that there's some law against mailing a gun? Do they have a stupid sign at the post office, maybe? I mean, there's no sign on your computer when you go to, put a label on a box from UPS through your computer. Like, maybe somewhere in the fine print it says, "Are you sending a gun?" But, it also says, "Are you sending rat poison or stuff?" Like it would just be in the boilerplate.
Well, I know when I've mailed stuff, especially a lot of times in the last year or two, they quickly rattle off, do you have any, or are the contents, lithium-ion batteries, blah, 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 blah.
Liquids, fragile or
Yeah.
dangerous, potentially dangerous.
I don't remember them ever saying firearms or ammunition.
Well, and if you're sending a 9mm, you're going to answer, "No, there's nothing dangerous in this box." Of course not.
Yeah, it is. Like, you need a hazmat suit to handle that thing. What do you mean it's not dangerous?
I mean, it's just not dangerous unless a kid is like licking it or something. It's not dangerous to the person who's standing in front of it, is all I'm saying.
Scagiovelli said if I drive up, sign the paperwork, then he can mail it to me.
What's also lame is that FFLs have to work out of their brick and mortar. Or where's the other place they can work? There's only one other fucking place. And so in other words, he wouldn't be able to drive it to you and have you sign and then drive it back.
The alley behind the 7-Eleven?
Well, you might think that because of the movies, but it's actually a gun show. Gun shows are unique. They're not just fairs. They're not just swap meets. They're gun shows because federally licensed FFLs are allowed to do business there and their brick and mortar. But if we can just get rid of gun shows because they're not cool and they're not, people on the YouTube don't like them. So we're going to let gun shows disappear.
Sergeant Joe Smith said my post office last week when I went, asked if I was mailing firearms or a bunch of other stuff.
Oh, maybe they do. I'll pay attention. Well, of course, I haven't sent anything to the post office in years either.
I usually see the same. It'll be one of 3 people, post office workers, that I'll see. And I get asked the same questions. Are you mailing anything liquid, fragile, or potentially hazardous?
And then I went to the post office for a long time from the gun shop because you have to mail pistols in the stupid post office. You have to mail pistols with the post office, I think. So I would have to go to the post office. But as the FFL, like, they don't ask that question because it says, you're giving them you're giving them the transfer thing or whatever. So they know right away that you're giving them a gun. Like, they know 100% there's a gun in that box. But when you're with the FFL, all they do is say, okay, and then take it.
Oh, hey, we'll also pinned to the top of the chat is this week's poll. If you have not voted, head over there and give it a vote. We'll take a look at that in a little bit here. And I think we'll do a giveaway tonight.
You can put the banner up. I was saying a banner earlier, but you didn't want to put it up. You don't do the banner no more? Bannerless.
There you go. I will give away the Freeman armor kit that I just did the review
What?
on.
Why'd you buy it? You bought it to give it away?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, shit. So what is the point? Why do you think that's the point? And why isn't it offset to be over your heart? Why is it in the middle of your sternum where you already have a bone?
Probably balance.
Yeah, I imagine. It's probably hard to put it over there a little bit. Is your heart even over there, really? I think I've heard that the
Well,
heart
it's more
is barely
center.
over
It's
to
not-
the side.
It's not
Yeah.
where you put your hand. It's
It's like barely
Closer
over
to
the
the-
side, right?
so, yeah. They're 8x10 plates. There's front and back, and then the Invictus plate carrier. That, but yeah,
I really like
mean,
the lightweight carrier concept. It's like a
it's.
whisper thin material or whatever, where it's like really strong nylon.
I was kind of surprised because it's, what would it be? The two plates weigh the same as one of my 550 plates.
Well, they're just thin metal though, right? Like they're a piece of metal that's thin.
They're slightly thicker than my 550 plates.
Oh, they're thick?
These
I
are
thought they were thin.
0.26. My 550 is 0.25.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's including the coating. So maybe the coating is slightly thicker. But it's amazing how light it is. And for a smaller frame person, it's perfect. Like for my wife, this fits her just right. She refused to model it for me in the video. She doesn't want anything to do with any of this YouTube nonsense. But we'll give that away, and I'll throw a whole bunch of other stuff in the box. I've got a bunch of stuff that I picked up over the years for giveaways, and then forget to give them away. Oh. Let's try to think if there was anything else I needed to. I don't think so. Not that I think of, but let's get back over to chair. So why don't we go ahead and look at the poll while I'm thinking about it. If I can find where I put it. There we go.
Party poll?
So when I leave a party, I say goodbye to everyone, leave without a word, grab the snacks on the way out. I'm not going to the party in the first place. 43% say goodbye to everyone. 27% leave without a word. 25% they're not going to go. And 5% grab the snacks on the way out. In high school, that's what I would do. I'd always grab a 2-liter, grab a bag of chips on the way out, and nobody would notice. I would always try and leave with more than I came with.
Yeah, if it's just some like random, like everybody in the neighborhood's invited to this party and everybody's bringing stuff, that's different than like, I was thinking more of like you get invited to a party of like 12 people or something and you're there with some people. I guess I wasn't thinking of like some movie thing where there's, just dozens and dozens of people there.
Sergeant Joe Smith said no one invites me anyways.
You ever go to house parties, I guess that would be called, when there's like dozens and dozens of kids at a house?
No.
Like in the movies? When I was in your neck of the woods when I was a kid and I was doing my first road trip by myself, me and my friend drove around in my Ranger and we were in your neck of the woods. I was, I don't remember exactly where I was, but it was somewhere where you and Woods are at. And my friend had a friend that when they were from being little kids, and his friend moved there, so we knew that guy. But like they were friends from little kids, and we were out of high school, so it's like he barely knew the guy or whatever. But they let us like hang with them, and so they had a giant party, while we were there, and that was the first time I was like, holy shit, there's like a movie, like there's dozens and dozens of, like, the whole school's worth of kids was there. And I guess the parents just let them have it there, and it was just all in the yard and in every room of the house type of thing. It was crazy.
I have been to a couple when I lived in Pullman, where Washington State University is, but those were sometimes somebody would throw a party. They'd get a keg and then charge, however much for a cup, like just a red Solo cup, and they charge whatever
to
they
make
want.
money or to pay back the keg.
Yeah.
Okay,
To make
so
money.
they're really making okay. No, I never met Yankee up there. I don't think he lived up there probably back then. He probably still lived in the
No.
I'm sure I would not have gotten along with Yankee whenever we were young. And what was crazy, well, I think kind of cool, is that there was a giant party. All different kinds of kids were there. We're all like high school kids or whatever age. So drinking, even though we're not 21 or whatever. So that kind of party. But tons of beer and drinking and stuff. No, I mean, maybe some guys got in fight in like the yard or whatever. Just like guys are going to like, oh, I could do this or whatever. Get in a small fight. But nothing crazy. Like nothing got broke. Just a bunch of people hanging out. And you could tell they'd done it so many times. Like they were all super familiar with doing it and comfortable with it. You could just tell that party, just was at a different house every weekend or something. But really interesting. I never had anything. There was nothing like that where I grew up. That was just fake movie shit. Like I didn't think that was actually a thing until I experienced it. And since then I've heard of people that have had those or been around with those kind of things. But when I was a kid, like a party would be 12 people or something, like your friends and maybe some other friends, but not like people you don't even know and stuff. That was just in movies.
Oh God, excuse me.
Chris Lang said, how much alcohol I consumed is a factor in each question. Smaggy. I make sure to find and say goodbye to the host, and then I give a big wave at the door. New York Outcast. I went with 2, but honestly, I usually tell someone. Gear Websites. It's rude not to say thank you for their efforts. McWillie, slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. Hop on the bus, Gus. He wrote that song. It started out as just a rhyming scheme to teach his son rhyming, and then he turned it into a song. Wood said the most Irish goodbye ever. X-Bowman, I spent the time going. I'm not leaving until I'm full. Then I will take a nap on your couch. The goddamn bacon. Leave the party. I am the party. X Adam 1, I used to just leave before. Then I heard it was rude. And Sergeant Joe Smith, last time I went to one, I almost had to shoot a drunk guy that got mad over me doing a cartoon character voice. I left right then and never talked to anyone there again. I usually do. I will say goodbye, at least to the host. And if it's somewhere I don't really know anybody, then I'm not going to go up to everybody and say goodbye. Say goodbye. Quietly say goodbye to the people I know.
And that's the other thing, right? Like in case you don't have friends there that are looking for you, you're like, hey, I'm leaving. I mean, especially if it's like your car isn't an indicator that you're there or not. Like if you came with somebody else, I could see that. It's neat. Like just hit this is something that happened to me right now. So I don't know why I just didn't even think about it. But as you were saying something right there, it came to me. I think I was trying to think about house parties and because we're old and we've seen a billion movies. Some of us have seen a billion movies. So I'm trying to remember the parties that I've actually been to versus like movies that I've seen about parties or whatever. And I was sitting here thinking like, when have I been to a party that was so big that I wasn't going to say goodbye to the people, right? Because I immediately, whenever you said that, I thought of like 12 people parties or whatever for some reason. So I have been to shit tons of actual big ass giant parties. I just totally blacked them out, I guess. But like army parties where like you would be off for whatever reason, and then especially during training, you'd be off for whatever reason, like you wouldn't be in trouble or something. So you could go away for the weekend or whatever time you had off is usually weekend. And then somebody would inevitably rent a hotel room, and then everybody else would go to that hotel room. And the mornings after that, like when everyone was waking up, you had to get the fuck out of there. Otherwise, you're going to be responsible for what happened at the hotel room. And so that was a crazy situation where you'd wake up from being passed out or whatever, and you'd push whoever you knew, like, get the fuck out of here. And you'd fucking run, because literally at some point somebody was going to come up there and start getting mad about all the shit that was broken, you know, start having to pay for everything. So that I can remember those kind of parties. You definitely didn't give a shit about saying goodbye. Like you were getting the hell out of there, especially if you woke up there, you know, in the morning. And that that's never happened to me or anybody I've known, but I've heard stories of that happening to people. But it's interesting that I didn't even think about that shit until just right now. Like those memories are now flowing back into my whatever dried ass cobweb sections of my brain that had all that shit in there.
Oh, see, I'm just looking for something there. Oop. Okay, never mind. Yeah, for on the like in after chats and stuff, I usually like to say goodbye, but if people are talking, I don't, you know, sometimes I don't want to interrupt, and I'll just.
Oh yeah, especially if they're like having a massive conversation about something and I'm half asleep. I'll just leave.
They're yelling at each other about Ford motors.
Yeah. I say, I used to do the thing. Hey, thanks for the invite. Really appreciate it. We're gonna get going. You know, blah blah blah. Anymore, because a lot of times you'd encounter like, oh, they're talking or something, and so you're standing there waiting your turn, being polite, and then it's just like, I gotta go. And you just duck out. And you know what? You never heard anybody go, what the frick? You never said goodbye last night. And now I've just come, like, even in after chats, there's a lot of times where I'm just like, boop, gone.
We got phones now too. Like somebody who's really curious or concerned can tag you with a phone, text or something.
Yeah, like people, I've got a great excuse too. Like, well, I was looking for the bathroom. Next thing I know, I was walking down the road and somebody just picked me up and took me home. I had no idea I even left.
So the hashtag for the giveaway for the Freeman armor kit and a bunch of other stuff.
Now that I'm thinking of like school parties and shit too.
Hashtag plate.
Like there'd be apartments where the kids, when they were going to school, all the kids lived. So there'd be multiple party-ish types of things happening there. I could see a certain scenario where you're kind of club hopping or something with friends, and you'd want to tell them that you left or something. Just, so the people you're with know that you're staying or leaving, disconnecting with them.
Cindy Favorite is out there. Deep.
What? No way.
Yeah. We'll let that run for a little bit. What's that?
You guys know who that is, right?
Yes.
Cindy from the Brady Bunch.
I forgot what I was going to do. Skagit Valley Guns asked, have you mentioned what guns you're picking up? I had not, but I guess I will. I am picking up a Cimarron 1887. It's a Winchester 1887 clone, which is a lever action 12 gauge. And Uberti El Malo. It's a single action Army in 45 Colt with a 7.5-inch barrel. Case hardened frame. Octagon has an octagon barrel.
Super jealous. I am super jealous.
It was, well, I was gonna get the shotgun, and Skagit had suggested something else. I think that the El Malo, it was an L something, and so I said, well, if you can get me an El Guapo, that's the bad guy from Three Amigos. And he goes, were you joking? I can probably make that happen. Pieta, not Uberti. Pieta El Malo. And
It's called El Malo, the bad guy.
Yep. So it is more an homage to El Guapo's gun. He had a cavalry single action with like a 7-inch barrel.
I mean, does Pieta make a gun called El Malo?
Yeah.
Okay. Because if they made one called El Guapo, then you would think it would look different, is all I'm saying. Because that's the handsome man or something, right?
Yep.
Well, they don't make an El Guapo. I was just making a joke.
Oh.
But he's like, yeah, I can probably make that happen for you. Like, what kind
You
of
buy
guy
a
is
stainless one and then get an engraver, and you can make your own El Guapo.
Well, I was thinking of having the grips engraved. And of course, we're discussing maybe getting something else too.
Is that a real gun? Oh, it's 45 Colt. Okay.
Yeah. We've got 6 entries so far. We'll give it just a little bit more, and then I think we'll go ahead, enter, and then we'll do a bracket. We're pulling out the 32.
It was really happening.
We're doing the big boy.
Gizzard couldn't handle it. He was like, I need to set this one. I need to rest for this kind of bracket.
What about the bracket? I missed it. Sorry.
We're doing the 32.
The big
Whoa. Gizzard slacking. My goodness. I picked up something today too.
Uh-oh.
Not a firearms, firearm parts.
Crabs?
I told you I got that comb. I already had the crabs.
Oh.
No.
You brought them from home?
I did. I thought I'd share with everybody. Turns out people don't like crabs. I was like, go figure. Oh, more for me. So Tamarack had posted on their Facebook that they were getting in some triggers that force your finger to do stuff. And I was like, no freaking way. So I called in. I was like, Mike, when are these coming in? He's like, not 100% sure. He's like, they should be here by the end of the week. So called him on Thursday. I was like, anything yet? He's like, no, I'm not sure what's going on. And then Friday he calls me. He's like, they're here. So he set one aside for me, and I went and picked it up this morning. Just one of those things. Like, do I need it? No, but might as well have it just to have it. But this one's kind of cool because it actually lets you set your safety to 3 positions. So you actually still can keep your single shot function.
Ah.
Yeah.
So safe, like off one and
So
one with assist or whatever it would be.
yeah. So first position is safe like normal. Flick it once, it's just like normal, single shot, semi-auto, and then
Well, the first position is fully semi-auto.
yes, and then the third position is fully assisted semi-auto.
Woods wants to know what you're going to put it in.
I haven't decided yet.
I would put it in a gun, dude.
It's probably a good idea. Probably shouldn't put it in my cat.
Seems logical.
No, I've got plenty of ARs to choose from. One thing, I've got to check the bolt carrier groups in those because the cut on the bolt carrier has to be equal the whole way across and whatnot, or else it will not function. So I've got to make sure I've got the right bolt carrier for it, or else I'll have to go out and buy a new one just to use this. But I've got a Spikes Tactical lower that I have been sitting on for a couple of years and haven't built. So thinking I might just do a new build.
It's got to be uncomfortable. How much did it cost?
Little over 2.
I was gonna say hundreds.
Yeah.
Had a chance to shoot one the other day, and they're pretty good. I could understand paying that and being satisfied with it.
Well, Mike had shown me a video where a guy had a surplus M16, full rock and roll
the normal sears and everything you normally.
They timed how fast that could dump a mag, and then they timed how fast this forced reset switch bang thing could dump a mag. I don't think we can say switches either now. And it actually was quicker by 0.03 of a second.
Yeah, it'll have to be because there's no, there's like the triggering the sear movement or whatever, so it's going to be faster because there's less parts. Yeah, I'm assuming. I actually don't know if there's less parts, but I mean, a different mechanism, a different motion it's going through. It's less work that it's doing, so it makes sense that it would be faster, or it could be faster. But I knew it was going to be. I knew could be faster because a long time ago we did the same. We took a regular M16, a regular semi-auto, and then something with whatever trigger was at the time, it was a bump stock, and then just knowing how to bump fire, we were comparing plain old bump fire with just a gun, bump fire with the bump stock, and then a full auto, because I don't think they had triggers back then, because we did this years and years and years ago. But the full auto lost to both, just plain old bump firing, which makes sense because again, there's no extra sears and shit happening. Like the dwell and stuff is part of the full auto trigger group in an M16, right? I was gonna say AR, but in an M16, a real M16, the dwell and all that is incorporated into the parts. That little seared thing has to operate. And when you're bump firing semi-auto, none of that's happening. That was sort of the concern when you bump fire, is that it can actually fire faster than the gun can run. But it really doesn't. I've never seen anything I've bump fired ever fire out of battery or skip or anything. So I think that's more of a concern than a practical thing. But I don't have ultimate experience, I guess.
Again, enter #plate. We're going to give away this Armored Republic. Their compact. Call it compact? Yeah. Compact plate. Front back plate and the Invictus carrier. And
Can
then
I win it? Can I play? Am I eligible?
Yeah, everybody. And then we'll give away the little Wiener Warrior. I forget what they call this patch.
Stabby
and then a bunch of stuff can fit in the box.
Where'd that stabby hot dog come from?
Blade HQ.
I seen some video. I don't know where it got fed to me. So usually I think on Instagram somebody else has to watch it first before it gets fed to me, but I don't know. So it was a gun thing. And some guy I've never seen before, he has a YouTube channel, I guess. And I don't remember what his name is, but he's some old guy or older guy. And he's got it must be a little house. I think he has like a little house behind his regular house, or maybe it's just the back room of his house. But he's got this like I can't remember if it's like one room or multiple rooms, but just a crap ton of guns and like a giant number of safes, like really nice safes, big ones. But like, here's a safe of B&Ts, and here's a safe of H&Ks, and he has like a room with 50 BMGs in it. He has like a whole wall of different 50 BMGs and stuff. And the video was saying something like, a year ago, I had $700 or $75,000 worth of guns, and now my $1.5 million gun collection is bigger. And he's like walking around showing off his big ass gun collection and everything. So that's neat, right? Looking at somebody's giant gun collection and how they have it like organized. Did anybody see this video? But
No.
like in between, there's like a room. It's hard to see because it's kind of like a fisheye lens, maybe, or like a 360 camera. So it's a little bit weird to see it. But as it's very edited, so it's really fast edited, so it's real cut jerky and shit. But as he's touring all of his guns, he's not mentioning it, but like pretty much every square inch of wall space is covered with patch panels, and he subtly, like low key, has every fucking patch I've ever seen in this room where he's got all these other guns and stuff. So yeah, he has like $1 million worth of guns, but he probably also has like $100,000 patch panel. You know,
Does he have a
spread out.
K-bar patch? I'll throw this in there too.
Oh snap! That's a nice one. What does that say on? What's the red part say? You can't read it. Can you make it smaller?
1898, and on the bottom says USA.
Oh, sweet.
I bought it from K-Bar. Sketch Valley said, I just did an inventory of my collection minus a few of my wife's guns. I have come to the conclusion that I have far too many guns. Yeah, I'm looking to reduce what I have.
Like I've always said, you can never have too many guns, just too many wives.
So last call for the giveaway.
Text message in the morning.
We'll give it till we hit 105 on my live, which the chat can't see, but hashtag plate.
Mine says 108. What's up with that?
Mine says 104. The official on the StreamYard says 104, what I can see.
That's weird because it doesn't even let me in until you're in it. You know what I mean? Well, I guess it's going to go live at the same time for both of us, though. I was thinking who's in the room first.
So we'll give it 20 more seconds, and then we'll go ahead and draw. Call up the
draw.
Oh. What am I?
About like $120 worth of MREs. That turns out to be 3 cases. So 1 A-B set and then a random single case.
So good luck to everyone. Our winner is DJ Play Nice.
He's gone. He left already. He had to be here to win, so he left already.
So DJ, email me on tacticalfoss@gmail.com an address to send the stuff to, and I'll get it sent out. Get it in the mail Monday or Tuesday. Congratulations, and I will just fill the box with stuff.
Woohoo!
Congratulations. Oh, let me bring up the big bracket.
While you're bringing that up, I'd like to remind Skagit Valley, I fully expect a strongly worded email from his wife in the morning. Text message would be better, though. I probably won't see the email.
So we are doing a 32 soda bracket. I took your bracket that you posted, G-Webs, on the Discord,
Which I got from a robot.
and I altered it slightly.
I barely altered it from whatever the robot said too, because the robot came up with some dumb ones.
So I rather than randomizing this, I set it up so there are head to head to start out with. Like Coke, and we've got Coke, Pepsi, RC Cola against Cherry Coke, Vanilla Coke against Vanilla Pepsi, Coke Zero against Diet Pepsi.
Oh, you're going to leave it like this so that everybody's head to head?
Yep. 7-Up against Sprite, Fresca against Squirt, Sundrop against Twist Up, A&W Root Beer against Barks Root Beer, Dad's Root Beer against Mug Root Beer, A&W IBC Root Beer against Sprecher. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sprecher Root Beer.
Sphincter.
When I looked up root beers, it came up near the top of the list on the ranking that I saw. So some I guess people like it. I've never seen it. A&W cream soda, Mug cream soda, Dr. Pepper against Mr. Pibb, Orange Crush against Sunkissed Orange, Grape Knee High against Fanta Grape, and Schweppes Ginger Ale against Canada Dry Ginger Ale. That is our matchup. So the first battle is Coke versus Pepsi. The big boys. Barbecue. Coke or Pepsi?
So I actually do not like either one of these. However, I was turned on to a new rum. I shouldn't say new because I don't like rum in general, but this rum is really good. And I know people like to order rum and Coke, so I'm going to go with Coke on this one.
Coke. So I'll clip it. If you tell StreamYard to clip it, it'll clip this kind of area. So barbecue likes Coke. Barbecue does Coke. G-Wax.
Actually,
Coke or Pepsi?
I don't like cola, so I'll drink either one. I'll probably go for a Coke over a Pepsi, but I don't have much of a skin in the game, I guess is what I'm saying.
So which are you choosing?
I'm saying a Coke, I guess.
Coke.
Oh, especially if are we counting like Mexican Coke in there?
Because
it's still Coke. It's just that when you get it from Mexico, it comes in a glass bottle, and they got like sugar cane, I guess, instead of high Coke.
Not all of them. Not all the ones that are listed as Mexican Coke anymore have. Some of them.
I live right here, so for me, it's always been that way. So when you go to the stores that have Mexican Coke, we know what it is. You know what I mean? Like we know. So it does taste different, is what I'm getting at, and it is. I don't know. I could see that being. Because I think it is more refreshing with sugar than with corn syrup. Personally.
I've had the Dr. Pepper with cane sugar, and it was different.
The Mountain Dew, oh my goodness! I never even want to drink a regular Mountain Dew unless it's the whatever they call the style with the sugar in it. It was a white can for a while, but I quit drinking Mountain Dew.
DJ said it's pronounced Sphincter. But Cindy said Pepsi. Sergeant Joe Smith, Coke. Skagit Valley, Pepsi. I don't like Pepsi. I don't care for Coke, but I would choose Coke over Pepsi.
Coke has just got more fizziness, so it's just more interesting to drink. Pepsi is just too sweet. I'd rather drink something else besides a Pepsi usually. But
Well,
it'll be Pepsi over some gross things for sure.
Coke has a little more bite to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it less sweet, or does it just bit more carbonation?
I think the Pepsi is maybe sweeter.
Because I know I was watching something that said like the carbonation isn't like they put bubbles in there. It is a chemical process, and that does create a flavor in our tongue or whatever. So the more carbonation will be like more bitter or whatever.
Can I change my vote?
What? Oh, you want to change?
If I could, yeah, I just remembered something. Pepsi isn't racist.
Oh shit!
If you think about why Pepsi got so popular back in the day, I like to vote for Pepsi.
Coke got popular because they invented Santa Claus. It kind of
That's true. And polar bears.
Well, no, but seriously, like,
and they'd like to teach the world to sing. So now we've got RC Cola against Cherry Coke.
No skin in this game.
Barbecue.
Again, I don't like Coke anything. I'm going to go with RC just because I remember back in the day, like, didn't matter where you went, you could get like a cool cup when you ordered a soda that said RC on it.
G-Webs.
I remember I said I don't like cola. It's because of RC Cola. It's gross. It's like drinking some kind of chemical or something, like a medicine. Cherry Coke, on the other hand, tastes like you took Coke and poured chemical into it. So I do not have a skin in this game at all. I'm going to go with RC because I guess it's just a little less chemically. You know what I mean? That there's nothing cherry about that cherry part of Cherry Coke. We all know that. You know, the only thing cherry about it is like the aftertaste, right? Like it's all just some chemical slurry they put in there. No cherries were harmed to make Cherry Coke.
DJ said RC blows. Cowgirl Candace said RC Cola. Cindy, Cherry Coke. Skagit Valley, Pepsi, just because of what they did to Michael Jackson.
Coke has less salt, eh? Interesting.
Vulcan Rumble, Coke has less salt. That's the only difference. I'm going to go Cherry Coke. Again, I know I've had RC Cola when I was a kid, but I don't really remember it. But I know that the fact that I never had it again probably meant I didn't like it. And if I drink a cola, Cherry Coke is the cola that I will try. I will choose. But RC Cola is going to move on. So now vanilla Coke, vanilla Pepsi. Barbecue.
Did we change my vote from the first option? If not, then I'll vote Pepsi in this one.
If I did go back and change it, but it didn't matter.
Oh, okay. I say, then I'll vote Pepsi in this one then.
Pepsi. G-Webs.
I think vanilla flavor is worse than cherry because it definitely tastes like oily slurry and not like any. I mean, there's no vanilla bean there, so this one makes it's null to me. I'm going to vote Pepsi just to be chaotic.
A couple of weeks ago, my daughter went to convenience store with my parents, and she comes back. She's like, "Here, you want some of my Dr. Pepper?" I was like, "Sure, I'll have a quick drink of it." And it was a fountain Dr. Pepper. She had put so much of that friggin' vanilla additive that they have at some of the fountains now. I about died. It was so disgusting.
Cindy said neither, but vanilla Coke is my vote. I will go. I guess I'll just go vanilla. I have not had either, but since I prefer Coke to Pepsi, I'll vote the Coke. But Pepsi is going to move on. So now Coke Zero against Diet Pepsi. Barbecue.
Do they not have Pepsi Zero?
They probably did, but I was
Like
kind of
Pepsi
going off
One.
the sheet. So
We're gonna go with Coke Zero on this one, just because I know a bunch of old people that like to drink diet sodas, and they rave about Coke Zero as opposed to Diet Coke.
G-Webs.
Just like the flavors, the diet takes them into another gross realm of chemical flavor. I don't think I've ever known anybody to drink Diet Pepsi. Maybe if they have to or something. So I'm going with the diet other one, whatever it is, Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
No, I'm going to go for Monster Zero. Excuse me.
Cindy said Coke Zero. The goddamn bacon said I rarely drink sodas, but my lady likes Diet Pepsi. DJ said Diet Pepsi. It said Diet
No, he
Pepsi
doesn't.
tastes like it's used 2050 thin out.
There is only one soda he drinks.
Dr. Pepper. I hate aspartame, which is why I hate all of the diet
Yep.
sodas.
Yes.
That the aspartame aftertaste I cannot stand.
No, people
They all
act like
taste the
it's no
same.
big deal, but you have to like just force yourself to like that, and then you don't taste it or something. But I've lived where I drank Diet Coke for a while, but yeah, you just are somehow doing a mental flip where you just don't taste it, but it's always there.
But I guess I'm gonna go Coke Zero. Just so now we've got Mountain Dew Mellow Yellow Barbecue.
The poor kid in me wants to say Mellow Yellow. The adult in me wants to say both of these suck. You might as well go with the better of the two if you're spending the money. I'm going to go with Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. Do the do. G-Webs.
You both know how DJ is with Dr. Pepper. I used to be like that with Mountain Dew. So Mountain Dew. Although I like Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow I used to drink when I was a kid. We would freeze it though. It's a good one to freeze.
Skaggs Valley said Diet Dr. Pepper is amazing if you're avoiding sugar. Sarah Joe Smith said Mellow Yellow. Candace, Mellow Yellow. Mountain Dew. Skagit Valley, Mountain Dew.
Ah, crap. I forgot Cole Trickle drove the Mellow Yellow car. Son of a gun.
I'm going to go Mountain Dew. I was actually drinking a Mountain Dew just now. I used to love Mountain Dew. Oops. Not one. We want three. Not as much. Apparently, my tastes have changed some.
Yeah, like I said, I used to just inhale it like for so many, probably decades.
Yeah.
I tried to get all the time like water, and now I wouldn't. I mean, if I've got every once in a while, like today, the reason I made this, not today, but the other day, the reason I put that in there is I just had like a massive taste for either Dr. Pepper or root beer, so I went to the store and bought some. And I think maybe it's because it's hot or something, but like just having cold soda on ice is amazing, right? But I wouldn't even consider it Mountain Dew. Like I would drink a Mountain Dew if I had to now, but the sweetness mixed with all the radioactive chemicals in it, I wouldn't even consider drinking a Mountain Dew anymore. And I don't. I drink Dr. Pepper if I ever drink soda anymore.
I do. Now I prefer Dr. Pepper over Mountain Dew, but I used to drink a lot of Mountain Dew, and I really like the Mountain Dew Live Wire, the orange, which was only a summertime thing, but you don't see it anymore.
So did it taste like a Sunkist or something, and then just give you the kick of a Mountain Dew, or was it a separate thing?
No, it was separate. Did you ever have the Code Red Mountain Dew?
I've like when I go to like a Long John's, Long John Silver's, I'll have a fountain, and that's where I'll taste like the different Mountain Dews. I'll take like a slurp of them. They just taste too much like fruit drinks to me. Like I said, I was losing my taste for Mountain Dew anyway.
Kind of like the Code Red, but a little more orange.
I like the Mountain Dew Voltage.
The red was okay. If I had to drink one of them, it'd probably be red. And I think one of the blue ones didn't taste that different than the green one or the
I
regular one. so
hated
would drink it.
the blue one.
Yeah, I didn't like it, but at least
To me,
That's the blue one, the voltage.
To me, it tastes like a liquid gummy bear.
Yeah, they all taste way too sugary. They're for kids.
Greatest Mountain Dew ever. And no, it's not Baja Mountain Dew. Before anybody says it, it was the Sangria Mountain Dew.
What is the sangria? Is that a?
It was a thing that they did special at Taco Bell for a little bit, and then it did so well they put it into cans and bottles, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared. And I'm really sad about it.
So now we've got 7-Up against Sprite. Barbecue.
I feel like the Coke Corporation is definitely evil. Plus, 7-Up used to have some amazing commercials when I was a kid, where the guy would just walk around and be like, "Make 7-Up yours," and then people would be like, "No, up yours." So I'm gonna go with 7-Up.
7-Up.
What's it against? What's the other one? Oh, Sprite.
Sprite. G-Webs.
Can't remember the last time I drank either one of these. 7-Up is more. It's sort of like Coke and Pepsi, right? 7-Up's the Coke, and the other one's sweeter. I think I'm going to go with 7-Up, but I honestly don't even know the last time I drank either one of these.
DJ said neither. Sergeant Joe Smith, 7-Up.
They're kind of like
Cindy is
vanilla
7-Up.
soda, right? Like, what's the point of drinking them?
I had, when I was in grade school and transistor radios were all the craze, I had a transistor radio shaped as a can of 7-Up.
Oh, I definitely had things that I had a telephone that looked like something, probably Dr. Pepper.
I think I got it from Radio Shack. But I'm going to go Sprite because I don't like, I way prefer Sprite over 7-Up.
What about a 7 and 7? Somebody's saying about a 7 and 7. I'll eat them or drink them before.
When I used to drink, sure.
Somebody, one of my parents or somebody drank them, so I knew what it was. And then I went somewhere and got one, and I was like, oh, I can see why somebody's drinking this. It was pretty good. But I drank 2 of them ever. Like, I don't remember ever drinking them.
Fresca against Squirt. Barbecue.
I didn't even know they were bottling the second option. The old people in my family really seem to like Fresca. So I'm going to go with Squirt.
Squirt. G-Webs.
You never had either barbecue?
No, I've had both.
Oh, okay. So Squirt. I don't like Fresca. They can go suck off. Fresca's like a brand anyway. That's like 17 flavors of Fresca, isn't there?
I don't know.
Fresca
I have no idea.
Fresca and Tab got married and live in a cottage in Alaska together.
They occasionally invite over Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb comes by on a plane and gives them supplies every once in a while.
DJ said Fresca. Sergeant Joe Smith, Squirt. The goddamn bacon. IAP, it's Squirt. If you know, you know.
I don't know what that is.
I'm gonna go Squirt. I like Squirt. There was a lady, house mother, again from Pullman, when I was working in the grocery store in Pullman, that very nice older lady, German accent, and she would buy Squirt because she would put it in her cakes to make the cakes moist. Cindy said Fresca. So let me move that on. Now we've got Sundrop against Twist Up. Barbecue.
I am trying to remember both of these. I'm going to go with Twist Up.
Twist Up. I don't know why my bracket keeps jumping around here.
Well, you're not used to the full size bracket. You're used to doing those little half brackets.
I'm having trouble wrangling it. It's G-Webs. Sundrop or Twist Up?
I have no idea what these are, so I don't even think I've drank.
I believe they're also lemon lime.
Yeah, they sound like it, right? But I don't know if they're regional or old, but I don't even think I've drank either one. But here's the thing. I'm never going to search out a citrus. I'm pretty sure I watched a show about sodas, and the citrus, whatever keeps the citrus in suspension, is one of the worst things about sodas. So I don't seek out citrus sodas that often, ever since I learned that. But I don't even know. So what is it? Sundrop and
Twist Up.
Twist Up sounds like fake, so I'm not voting for no fake bullshit. I'm going to go with Sundrop, which sounds like a tomato brand.
Sundrop. Sergeant Joe Smith said Sundrop. DJ, no, mom got 8 packs of Squirt, like green bottles with yellow and red silk screen. Okay. Cindy said Sundrop. I think I'm going to go Sundrop. I don't know if I've had either, but I'm going to go Sundrop.
I feel like Sundrop is in a movie or something. Like I must have somehow heard of Sundrop somehow.
Now A&W root beer against Barks root beer. Barbecue.
When I heard you put these together, it made an instant anxiety attack for me. I absolutely love root beer. I love trying new root beers. Root beer is incredible. You put the 2 best root beers on the planet against each other, then you put, because we got what, like 6 root beers on here?
Yes.
No, there's
4.
You
put the 2 best root beers against each other, the 2 worst root beers against each other, then like 2 middle of the road root beers against each other. Like these 2 could be a final. I'm gonna have to go with A&W though.
A&W. G-Webs.
Barks has bite. The A&W's got a lot of nostalgia, and I remember going to the drive-in A&W's on road trips back in the olden days. So there's a lot of going on with A&W, but I like the caffeine from the Barks.
Barks. I cannot stand Barks.
It does taste chemicalier, but
yes,
it's because of the caffeine.
Let's go back. Vulcan said A&W. Cindy said Barks. DJ said Barks, but A&W is better. Skagit Valley said Barks because it has the caffeines. I'm going A&W. A&W is a good, solid all around. I guess barbecue got mad. You rage quit. There he goes. A&W is not the best for floats because it's already really creamy, and with the ice cream, to me it's too creamy.
Yes,
Vanessa Kitty is out there.
Wait, which one's too creamy? A&W is too creamy?
If you put it with
for floats.
Because it's already got a vanilla to it, and it's smoother root beer than like Barks or something. But that's what I was going to ask is, has anybody recently had Barks?
Oh yeah, just the other day.
I say it does not have the same bite it used to that I remember when I was a kid.
No,
it's
I don't
very,
know if it had more
very
caffeine
disappointing.
or more carbonation or something, but it's definitely more sugary and slimy now than it used to be.
Yeah, like I remember when I would drink Barks, like your mouth would almost tingle.
Yep. And I think it was sugar and versus the corn syrup. You know, the corn syrup is literally a syrup that coats, where sugar is, in suspension and it just goes right past your mouth.
But when I had it, I was like, "Oh, this is sad and disappointing."
So now we've got Dad's root beer, mug root beer, barbecue.
Oh God. I actually had a Dad's root beer a couple of years ago because I remember the Dad's root beer barrels. Those things were awesome, and I got a Dad's root beer, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good." But I will die on this hill. Mug root beer is the worst root beer ever made. So I have to vote for Dad's.
Dad's. G-Webs.
If I went somewhere and these were the two options for root beer, is like I agree with everything Barbecue said before. I'm a big fan of root beer, but if these were my two options, I'm picking up a Dr. Pepper. Like I'm fickle. Like I don't like any root beer. I like good root beer. So I just don't like either one of these. But for the controversy, I'm definitely picking Mug because I hate Dad's. I don't really care. But for the controversy, I'm definitely going opposite of Barbecue.
Dad's was my grandfather's favorite. He always had Dad's root beer. I hate to say it, Barbecue. think I'm gonna go Mugs. I actually have some Mugs root beer right over there. It's
Dude, is one of these have a claim to fame? Like you said, they came in barrels. I could see that. They probably don't now. But then does one of them come in like glass or something?
well, I think he's talking are you talking the candies?
Yeah, the candies.
But I think back in the day, wasn't one of their things like we still ship ours in barrels, or am I crazy? I thought that was one of the.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a million years ago commercials anyway. I just
that's
I haven't
probably
drank
back
Bugs or Dad's in forever. They're just too sugary for me.
That's probably back when A&W would give you the glass mugs for their root beer at the restaurant.
Well, that's why I couldn't really agree with you guys. I mean, I agree with you guys that the A&W is a more whatever, like you said, described it. But I just remember being in the back seat of a car forever, it sounded like, and they would always just tell you to shut up or ignore you, and you were like back there and was a prisoner in the back of the car. And then it's like, oh, we're stopping. And, half the time it was somewhere lame. And then every once in a while they'd be like, hey, we're stopping. And you'd be pulling into an A&W. You didn't even have to get out of the car, and they brought a root beer float to you. Like, that's a lot of nostalgia. That's a lot of relief from being in the backseat prison that, you know what I mean? Like, not only are you getting something to eat, but it's a root beer float coming out of nowhere, like into the car. That was amazing. Like, they definitely knew what they were doing with that. Like, that's why I'm
not saying it's a bad float. It's just not, it's not the best.
I don't even know if it was a good float. It was just like that scenario. Just we were in that scenario. That's all. That's just what you got.
Hang on. There we go. Oh, so IBC root beer against Schracher root beer, however you pronounce it. Barbecue.
I've had both of these. I stand by what I said earlier, that they're middle of the road root beers. I will also go out on a limb and make people's heads explode and say that Sam's root beer better than these. That's the Walmart brand, if people were unaware. But I'm going to have to go with the IBC.
IBC. The irritable bowel root beer.
Complications.
Still better than Mug.
What's the other one? IBC, and that's the other one?
Schracher.
So I'm going to go with that one. The IBC was one of my suppliers when I worked at a restaurant, and it just bothered me that I could buy it for $1 and sell it for $3 or whatever it was at the time. So the markup bothered me on IBC because I did not consider it a top shelf root beer or nothing, and the other one never bothered me. I felt like I was ripping off my customers if they came in and bought a bottle. Although it was a coffee shop, so I think the number of root beers I ever sold was probably like 4 in the long time I worked there. But still, the other one never gave me issues.
Cindy, IBC. Vanessa Kitty, IBC. Sergeant Joe Smith, IBC. DJ Syndrome.
So FYI, people that like IBC, go buy it wholesale. Don't buy it retail.
I've never had the Schracher.
I think I bought it somewhere, like online. Like I think it came to me in the mail one time.
I'm gonna go IBC. IBC isn't my favorite. It's okay.
Yeah, apparently your favorite's Mug.
I'm okay with Mug. It's not. It's. I put it in the middle of the road. It's not the worst I've had. It certainly isn't the best I've had. Jones soda is really good.
I have not had Jones.
Is there
Thomas
still
Kemper?
Have we talked about the subscription before, or was that different people in chats? There's a
Might have been
subscription
different.
place from a place up by you that you can get root beer of the month, and they send you
Yeah.
like 6 a month or something.
Time out. That's a real thing.
Oh, dude, then it was probably with
Oh,
somebody
I need
before
that.
your time. Yeah, you can either order like, I think it's like 3, 6, or 12 a month that come to you. So like if you had a bunch of kids and stuff, you could get like 12 new ones every month type of shit.
I need to know if this is still a thing because
I'll look it up right now.
I love trying new root beer.
Oh, cool. I'm glad I brought it up then.
There was one out of Montana, and I can't remember the name of it.
Well, the one I think I remember was from your Seattle area.
But it had almost more of a sarsaparilla flavor to it.
Oh yeah.
It's $300.
You don't have sarsaparilla
Root Beer of the
on there.
Month Club on Amazon, and you get. Let's see what it says.
Yeah, Skagit Valley said, I believe Jones Soda's. I think so. It is too. And they had the wacky flavors like the Thanksgiving dinner, which tasted like turkey and dressing. They had field grass, which tasted like football field grass. But I was up at the Seahawks Stadium, which I don't remember what it's called now. Originally it was just called Seahawks Stadium, but and that's all they had was Jones Soda, and I got one of their root beers, and it was really good.
The only reason I haven't gotten Jones Soda is one, it seems very like cool kid hipster to me, like even when I was a kid.
It is kind of a hipster. They used to have where you could submit the pictures on the labels were pictures people submitted.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I did not know that.
I don't know if they still do that.
That and like when I was a kid, my mother would never buy it because even then it was like $2 a bottle.
So now A&W cream soda, mug cream soda, barbecue.
I am not a fan of cream soda. However, this is an easy decision. Anything that says mug at this point, I'm just out on going to A&W.
G-Webs.
I'm reading about the subscriptions. How much? What are we talking about?
A&W cream soda, mug cream soda.
Probably A&W, but I think I did like a different cream soda than those.
Yeah, I used to love cream soda. I don't like it as so much.
Where do I get cream soda from? Yeah, I don't like it anymore. I used to like it way more.
Sergeant Joe Smith said A&W. Vanessa Kitty, A&W. Skagit Valley, A&W. DJ wants a Shasta.
Is Schweppes? Who makes the cream soda that I get?
Cindy, A&W.
So for the Root Beer of the Month Club, there's a $300 one on Amazon and a $200 one from a company, and they both for a 12-month subscription. One's $300 and one's $200, and they send you a 6-pack every month. And I believe that they include sarsaparilla in with the root beer. So
that's sweet. I wonder if do they include birch beer in with the root beer? That'd be even better.
I think. Yep. Okay. It includes classic root beers, birch beers, and sarsaparillas, all delivered in glass bottles.
So check this stuff out later.
Yeah.
Other than it's kind of spendy. That's kind of a nice selection.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb, barbecue.
So we were just talking about cream soda. Dr. Pepper cream soda might be my new favorite thing in the world.
I liked it. It's not an everyday thing for me, but every now and again I'll grab one.
Yeah, it's freaking incredible. That Dr. Pepper strawberry. That was a myth.
No,
yeah. So, I went to a restaurant recently where I asked for Dr. Pepper. They told me they had Mr. Pibb, and my head about exploded. Like, what? You don't? You have name brand sodas for everything else, but you don't have Dr. Pepper. disgusting. So I'm going to go with Dr. Pepper.
I went through a drive-through at a fast food joint. I think it might have been Wendy's, and I said for the drink, I'd like Dr. Pepper, and the nice gal said, "Well, we don't have Dr. Pepper. We have Mr. Pibb. Would that be all right?" And I said, "No, ma'am, that would not be all right."
Would Monopoly money be all right? Because if you give me Mr. Pibb, I'm giving you Monopoly money.
G-Webs, Dr. Pepper, Mr. Pibb.
Yeah, I mean, I've drank Mr. Pibb, but Dr. Pepper is my drink if I'm drinking something usually.
I hate when people say that they taste the same, or even Dr. Thunder tastes the same as Dr. No, it doesn't. It does not.
I don't dislike all the different doctors. Like I'm a fan. Like I'll drink the various box store doctors, but Dr. Pepper's still better than all the other ones. It is better. They know what they're doing.
Mr. Pibb's disgusting. He's not even a doctor.
Maybe he is
They
a
call
doctor,
me Mr.
but he's
Pibb.
sophisticated and he doesn't like to be called doctor anymore because he's more relatable. Did you see what DJ said about cream soda up there at the 12:43 mark? I've definitely had that happen before. It didn't turn me off cream soda like he did, but I almost fell off my chair reading that because that has definitely happened before.
Drank a warm cream soda too fast when I was 4. Puked 12 ounces of vanilla foam out of my nose. Cannot touch, smell, be near, or let alone drink.
Right? I don't think I was 4, but I know at some point I learned my lesson with that kind of shit. And yeah.
Well, that's pretty much why I don't drink rum anymore.
Oh my goodness. That would be a whole different story. Hopefully you weren't 4.
No.
3.
I was going to ITT Technical Institute, and I was studying for a midterm, and I thought, well, I'll have a little bit while I'm studying. And my roommate came home, and he goes, "What the hell are you doing?" I said, "I'm just studying, drinking a little bit." I did not realize I had half a bottle of vodka and half a bottle of rum. I woke up later that night and knew I needed to throw up, so I drank a glass of milk so it could curdle and I could throw up. And once I threw up, I felt much better. I tried to throw up quietly so I wouldn't wake him up, but I did. I passed my midterm. I think I got an A, but it was rough, and so I don't do rum anymore. Even the smell of it. Vodka, I was okay with after that. But Orange Crush or Sun-Kissed Orange barbecue?
Honestly, I have trouble finding Sun-Kissed anymore. Seems like everywhere you go, it's Orange Crush. But there's just a nostalgia factor for me with Sun-Kissed. So I'm going Sun-Kissed.
Sun-Kissed. G-Webs.
Yeah, Sunkist was so good. Like, that's probably because it was made out of real oranges, and now that they use oranges made out of nylon and polymer, that they can't get the same flavor, So, but yeah, Sunkist back in the day was the shit. And what's the other one?
Orange Crush.
I like the Rem song.
So you go on Sun-Kissed?
I'm gonna vote. No, I'm gonna vote Orange Crush because of the Rem song.
Orange Crush. Cindy said Sun-Kissed. DJ Sun-Kissed. Vanessa Kitty, rum vodkas and tequilas. Skagit Valley Crush. I had found one time on the side of the road Orange Crush, an old Orange Crush bottle. Unfortunately, the very top of the neck was broken off, but the glass was twice as thick. It was an old bottle, so it was twice as thick as this was in the 80s when I was in high school. And I don't know, over the years I have lost that bottle. But I'm going to go Orange Crush. So now Grape Knee High, Fanta Grape barbecue.
Ooh. I remember the grape Knee-High when I was a kid. Do they even make that still?
I don't know if they do, but I don't think they make.
I'm sure
Mr.
they make
Pibb
the
anymore.
other one. They don't. I don't know about Knee-High, but I'm sure they make Fanta.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, they still make the Fanta. You know what? I hate the Fanta commercials, and like I said, the Knee-High. I remember when I was a kid. I'm gonna go with Knee-High.
Knee-High. That's what Radar O'Reilly liked, was grape Knee-Highs.
Oh, okay. That's why I remember hearing that all the time. But I remember having an experience more like DJ is talking about. Not as horrible as that, but grape sodas I never got along with. I don't like grape anything, so I'm gonna go with Fanta just because the commercials were. I liked the commercials.
They annoyed me.
Bunch of chicks saying Fanta and wiggling around. I can handle that.
What the Fanta?
Cindy said Fanta, DJ Knee-High, Vanessa Kitty Fanta, Skagit Valley. Isn't Fanta World War II
Yes.
Nutsy brand?
Yes.
DJ said Knee-High is owned by Dr. Pepper. I'm going to go Knee-High. For Fanta, somebody had said the pineapple, Vanessa Kitty said
That's the
she's
thing.
sucking
They made them in all the
Okay.
like flavors that none of the other soda companies bothered to
Well,
make.
in Japan, you can get a melon flavor, and I really
Like a subtle, like almost like a sparkling water, probably like a subtle, not sweet type of thing.
it's not as strong, but it's a little more than like the sparkling water flavored. But they do
Interesting, though.
the melon Fanta melon float, which
Ugh.
really good.
If it's got like Fanta melon and then a bunch of like cantaloupe balls and some kind of ice cream or something, I could be talked into that, I think.
Well, I think the melon is a little different than a cantaloupe.
Oh, the yellow kind of melon or the white melon or whatever? Like a white
Yeah,
cantaloupe?
it's a Japanese melon, I believe.
Oh, so but it doesn't taste the same then? It tastes different?
Yeah, it doesn't taste like honeydew or cantaloupe.
Oh, then I don't know. Is it like watermelon
No,
or going the other way? Then they're more subtle.
no, it'd be closer to like a honeydew. Oh, so now Schweppes ginger ale against Canada Dry ginger ale barbecue.
I think this would be a much tougher decision if you had Schweppes versus Seagram's ginger ales. Canada Dry is too commercial. It's overrated.
It's sweet.
Schweppes all day.
Schweppes. I used to drink Seagram's wine coolers.
Yeah.
If I was going to go out to a bar with friends, we would drink the wine coolers as kind of a prep to start it before we went out, so we wouldn't have to buy as many drinks to get drunk, because you could pound a wine cooler and it's nothing. Schweppes or Canada.
Everything barbecue said.
So which one is sweeter? I think
Canada Dry is way sweeter. Schweppes is more like refreshing, and Canada Dry is sweet as shit. It's like I don't even understand.
I prefer the sweeter.
Oh, okay.
Schweppes has more of a prickly feeling to it.
Refreshing. It's like a refreshing 7-Up or something.
So especially when like you are sick and you're like, oh, I need that ginger for my belly. And you know, if you're sick, you probably have like a sore throat or something. That prickliness from the Schweppes is really nice to kind of scratch your throat while you're drinking as well.
Syrupy sweet garbage that you don't want that aftertaste when you're not feeling it. You don't.
Yep.
You know. But if you're making a drink or something, that's probably why Canada Dry exists. Like a drink with booze, or like a drink for like kids with cherries and shit. You're going to want to use something sweet, probably.
And I will give props to Canada Dry. Like their Canada Dry cranberry around Christmas time and stuff, delicious. But like if I'm just having a straight ginger ale, not a chance.
Pretty much the only time I ever have ginger ale is on flights.
Man, and say I'll get a hankering for a ginger ale, and then I'll buy like a 2-liter, and then I'll be like, I'm not drinking ginger ale again for months. Like, or
Actually,
year, you know?
when I took Amtrak this last time, because they always do dinner from Chicago. That train's the California Zephyr, so it's running all the way out to California. But it's like $45 for the dinner and blah blah blah. But they asked me what I'd like to drink, and they said they had ginger ale. I was like, oh, I was like, I'll have a ginger ale. I was like, hot dang, because I love ginger ale, and they brought me back a Seagram's. I was like, no freaking way, because I thought for sure it was going to be a Canada Dry.
Now we've got Coke versus RC Cola. Barbecue.
So back in the day when I worked at Walgreens and the Coke vendor would show up, I would get on the phone and make an announcement over the speaker, letting my manager know that our Coke dealer was there. So I'm going with Coke just for that reason.
Coke. When I was in high school, I was a TA for our ag department, and I would go around and fill the soda machines at school. And I was had a stack of soda that I was had on the dolly. Was walking down the hallway, and a friend of mine worked in the school store, and one of the teachers that oversaw the school store asked him when I walked by, and the teacher had asked him, "Who's that?" And he said, "Oh, that's the pot pusher." And the teacher thought he had said pot pusher. And so from then on, that teacher was scared of me. And I never had him as a teacher, but when I'd see him around school, when I was walking around, he would avoid me. G-Webs, Coke or RC Cola?
Mexican Coke.
Coke. I'm going to go Coke also. Cindy said Coke. DJ said Coke. Skagit Valley, Coke. Bunch of Coke heads out there.
Almost the only time I drink Coke is when I go to SHOT Show, because they give us Coke, Diet Coke, or whatever the green thing is, Sprite probably. And I'm not drinking Sprite or Diet Coke, so I guess I'll have to drink the Coke because it's free. And then I'll grab like 3 or 4 cans at the end of the day and bring it home to the hotel, and then put it in the refrigerator. And so I got basically sugar to drink. So, that's not coffee, but that's pretty much the only time I drink Coke. And it's like, if there was any other option, I'd be drinking that, not Coke.
Now vanilla Pepsi, Coke Zero, barbecue.
If this was wild cherry Pepsi, I would vote for that. Again, not because I like it or anything, just because people in my family like this crap. But so again, I have to go with the Coke Zero because old people like it.
Zero. G-Webs.
I'm going with Coke Zero because I don't like the fake flavor of that other one.
Coke Zero. I'll go vanilla Pepsi, but it doesn't matter. Coke Zero.
Didn't they make, like, what was it? Pepsi Crystal or something like that? Or
yeah.
Clear Pepsi.
Yeah. Why didn't you do the clear colas on this?
Well,
Coke?
I don't think there was. Just new Coke.
Oh,
There might have been a Crystal Coke.
I don't know.
Imagine how much money they would make selling Crystal Coke just because people want a can that says Crystal Coke. I don't know.
Oh, that reminds me. DJ, I had a question for you. I'll remember it at some point, and then I'll ask you a question. Oh, I was going to ask you, Al Green or CeeLo Green?
CeeLo.
So now Mountain Dew against 7-Up. Barbecue.
7-Up.
7-Up. G-Webs.
CeeLo Green or Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. I'm going to go Mountain Dew also. Vanessa Kitty said clear soda. Do we not call that seltzer water? Do you remember New York seltzer? That was all the rage back in the mid to late 80s. It was flavored seltzer water.
I remember like seltzer waters coming up and here and again, but I never paid attention.
DJ said Reverend Green. So Al Green. I was thinking, I was driving, might have been I was driving home, and for some reason, I might have heard an Al Green song on the radio. So I got thinking, wow, what would DJ choose, Al Green or CeeLo Green? So now Squirt against Sundrop.
I thought you meant the Democratic representative from Texas.
No. Barbecue.
I've had both of these. Neither one is particularly good. I'm gonna go with Squirt.
Squirt. I do. I'll get a hankering every now and again for a little squirt. G-Webs.
What is it? Squirt and Dewdrop?
Sundrop.
I don't know what that is. So Squirt, I guess.
Squirt.
Sundrop, I think, is kind of like a
grapefruit or something, or is it orange?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's more like a grapefruit.
I mean, it sounds interesting, but it could also be super gross. So I just don't know what it is.
A lot of these I ended up having just because, again, we weren't exactly rolling in dough when I was a kid, and I never drank soda a lot. But you'd go to like a birthday party or something, and there'd be options like Sundrop, and it's like, I guess I'll try that. Because, buying a case of water was so expensive back then.
So now A&W root beer against Mug root beer. Barbecue.
A&W.
A&W. G-Webs.
Well, I'd say a mug of A&W would win this one.
W. Cindy said Sundrop is lemon lime. I can't remember if Sundrop is the one that they marketed to African Americans. There's lots of twerking in their commercials.
It's racist.
Yeah, I'm going to go A&W. Cindy said A&W, Skagit Valley A&W. So IBC root beer, A&W cream soda.
You know what we had back when I was a kid is you'd make Hi-C or some shit, right? Kool-Aid. You'd make like some kind of powdered version of something to drink that was not water, but it was 99% water.
Barbecue. IBC, A&W cream soda.
I've got to vote for IBC because I never liked cream soda when I was growing up, and I've never had it since. But just because of that, I've got to vote for IBC.
G-Webs.
Like I say, I just don't like the markup on IBC. So because I'm cheap, I'm going to go with the cream soda. Although I'm not going to drink it, either one of these really.
So the Skagit Valley said cream soda. I'm going to go, I guess I'll go cream soda. If I had to choose between the two, they're both sitting there, I would choose the A&W cream soda. Dr. Pepper Orange Crush. Barbecue.
This isn't even a competition. Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
How did Orange Crush beat Sunkist?
Because I voted for it because of the song.
G-Webs.
I like Sunkist better, but I voted for it because of the song. Well, I still got my spine, but I'm voting for Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Yeah, I'm gonna vote Dr. Pepper also.
So there's a song called Orange Crush that was from the olden days before you were born, Barbecue.
Sergeant Joe Smith, Dr. Pepper, Skagit Valley, Dr. Pepper, Cindy, Dr. Pepper, Sergeant Joe, ABC. He's voted twice.
But
And
honestly, if that would have been, sorry,
I was just saying that song that I'm talking about is on a tape that when that trip I was telling you about, like we had like 3 tapes on that trip that we both liked. So I probably listened to that song like 1 billion times on that road trip. So that would happen back in the day before satellite radio and listening to what you wanted. You could only listen to what your cassette tape library had. And then if you drove on a trip with somebody, you know, if you brought 12 tapes along and they hated 8 of them, you're listening to 4 of those tapes.
So grape knee high, Schweppes, ginger ale, barbecue.
I really want to vote for the grape knee high, but I love ginger ale. I got to go with Schweppes.
Schweppes. G-Webs.
Yeah, I wouldn't even consider buying a grape soda, so the ginger ale, which I do like drinking.
Ginger ale. I'm going to go grape knee high. Vanessa Kitty said, Dr. Pepper, ever been to the Dr. Pepper ballpark in Texas? I have. The Dr. Pepper with sugar that I ordered from the Dr. Pepper plant in Waco.
Do you know the deal with Texas and Dr. Pepper and the sugar Dr. Pepper?
I did, but I don't remember.
Yeah, same here. I watched the YouTube video about it. Like it's like some factory from some law or some like agreement with the original guy can make it the way they want, and everybody else went to corn syrup, and they're like, well, we're not, and we don't have to. And I think like the corporate Dr. Pepper can't do nothing about it or something like that, right? But I went to that museum that you're talking about in Waco. It's worth going to. It's just like a big building. They show you like the history of Dr. Pepper and stuff.
I also have I think it's either the late 70s. I can't remember if it's 78. A Dr. Pepper cookbook from Dr. Pepper.
That sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I actually saw a recipe where a guy was making a pork shoulder and he marinated it in Dr. Pepper.
I just seen a thing. I don't think I'd like that because I don't like sweet with my regular food. But because that would make the meat, unless that's some sort of like the sugar pulls something out of the meat or something or whatever.
The theory was the idea was just the 23 flavors or whatever in Dr. Pepper. Is like adding 23 different things to the meat, except now you're kind of marinating it. Then you take and throw it on the smoker and cook it, all that fun jazz. From what I understand, it was supposed to be pretty incredible.
I've done wings and the drumettes, whatever the hell you call them. In Dr. Pepper, also Mountain Dew. On the stovetop, you just boil the shit out of them. And it basically, makes like a glaze on them. It doesn't taste like Dr. Pepper and chicken. I like it. I mean it wouldn't be up to barbecue standards.
It's like caramelizing it at the same time. Yeah. I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you, boss. You think I have high standards?
I think ketchup too, because I think it's the ketchup and then the soda. You just boil the shit out of it, and I think it's pretty good.
So I seen a thing that was, I think it's an Instagram thing when I was scrolling for whatever reason. It showed up today or whatever, but they took Dr. Pepper, put it in a like a bowl or something, and then put milk in it. And I don't remember what the ratio was, but then they put a big tub of like Cool Whip in there, like, or maybe it was whipped cream, but like a big glob of whipped cream, folded all that together, jammed that into like a graham cracker crust and put it in the refrigerator. And then once it was frozen, I guess they made that into a pie. So I guess that's a way to make a Dr. Pepper pie, which I was like, that's gross. But then I was like, I'd probably eat it though.
Now Coke Zero barbecue.
Coke Zero. I'm
Coke
going off
Zero.
of what I have to buy for parties.
G-Webs.
Oh, Coke. Come on, Mexican Coke over Coke Zero.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Coke. Yeah, when I used to go to a party and I would have to bring something, you bring sodas. If you bring Coke and Mountain Dew, forget there was a third one that I'd usually bring, and that would cover. Everybody would like one of those, so you know.
Well, Coke,
everybody
Mountain
would-
Dew, and like a Sprite or 7-Up or something, right? And you'd be covered.
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's probably what it was.
But you could do the same with like Coke, Dr. Pepper, and Sprite, probably, or an orange. You could probably throw an orange in there instead of a Sprite.
A root
Yeah.
beer.
That's all browns, though. You know what I mean? There's nothing fruity in there for people.
G-Webs likes it fruity.
I think you should. I think it's respectful to bring something fruity if you're bringing a mix. It's an out. It's an option for people because I can understand hating cola. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like cola, so I can understand really hating cola. And even though I don't understand it, I can understand somebody not liking Dr. Pepper because it is weird, right? Like I could see somebody hating Dr. Pepper. So if they hate anything brown, I figure they're going to like something fruity, right? Something that comes from a fruit instead of
Skagit Valley said Coke.
caramel, I guess.
Cindy
Is
said
Coke
Coke
just
Zero.
caramel, really? I mean, there is a Coke plant or something in there, but isn't it really just the caramel that you're getting in a cola? Like the caramel flavor?
I love caramel.
I'm just thinking, like, there's no.
But
really
I don't like
grape or
Coke
anything.
at all.
Like Dr. Pepper, it's prunes or something that gives it the flavor, or cherry or something. But like cola doesn't. I don't think there's it's not like grapefruit or some fruit that's in cola really that gives it the flavors. I mean,
So now we've got Mountain Dew versus Squirt barbecue.
this one's tougher.
I'm gonna go with Squirt just because I like the name.
Squirt. G-Webs.
Like I say, this one's actually tougher. Depends on what year. If I was a kid, it would have definitely been Mountain Dew without even a contemplation. What are we doing best soda or what we like best? What's the parameters here?
Best soda.
What about Mountain Lightning?
I don't know what that is.
Again, I grew up poor.
Dr.
Mountain.
Thunder.
Oh, one of the other mountains. The other mountains definitely are. Well, okay, it's a whole other story. So anyway, I think I'm going to go with Mountain Dew, even though it's a tough one.
Mountain Dew. I used to have a ship. There was somebody who would cut up cans. It could be beer cans, whatever, aluminum cans. You provide the cans, and then I forget how much I paid. Like something like $25, and they would cut up the cans, make them into sheets, and then made a sailing ship.
Oh, cool.
It was like a 3-mast sailing ship, which I wish I had it. I don't know what happened to that. But just a lady that did it, she did it as a side gig to make a little money. You remember the crocheted hats with the cut out beer cans around them? It's too old for barbecue. DJ said the knit caps too, knit hats. Yeah, I'm going Mountain Dew. So now A&W root beer against A&W cream soda. Barbecue.
Root beer.
Do we need to go through this?
Root beer. Yes, we do. G-Webs.
Root beer.
But yes, I will also go the root beer. So Dr. Pepper or Schweppes ginger ale barbecue.
This is actually tougher than you would think.
This is very tough for me.
Because it's almost medical. Like a ginger ale kind of needs to be around, right? Especially if you got kids. I imagine you always want to have some ginger ale around.
Yeah, but Dr. Pepper is the doctor. Like, boy, I'm going to go with Schweppes.
When I was a kid, it was 7-Up and soda crackers. or well,
Oh.
salted crackers.
Okay. See, it was been ginger ale and crackers for us, for my grandma's. I'm gonna give it to the audience because I feel like they aren't getting enough interaction because of. I'm gonna blame it on Gizzard because of Gizzard.
All right, let me get a poll up here.
Because if Gizzard was here, there'd be a lot more ties. So because
There
of
would be.
that, I'm gonna go ahead and default this. Plus, it's actually pretty tough because as much as I like Dr. Pepper, it's my drink and stuff. You get fat from drinking Dr. Pepper, so it's not all good, even though it is good. Sort of like Mountain Dew.
So the poll is up. Go ahead and vote.
Like if I was going to a desert island and they're like, you don't get an unlimited supply, you get like, 2 cases of one or the other. I'm probably taking the ginger ale. And a medicinal thing because the Dr. Pepper is going to taste good for a little while, but ginger ale can like get you through some bullshit.
Dr. Pepper is leading. We'll give it just a little bit more.
There is nobody on Gilligan's Island named Dr. Pepper. There was somebody named Ginger, just saying.
Oh. Are you going to wait until after their vote to vote?
Yeah, I was going to. Yes. Okay. I'll go ahead and end the
He doesn't want to
poll.
influence the audience.
And Dr. Pepper, audience said Dr. Pepper, and I will also say Dr. Pepper.
There we go.
Well, I expected that. I did not expect as much chaos with that one as what happened.
I wanted to vote Schweppes just to be chaotic, but then you voted for it. So I'm like, well, shit, if I vote for it, then we'd lose Dr. Pepper. And that would I didn't want to be responsible for losing Dr. Pepper.
Now we've got Coke versus Mountain Dew. Barbecue.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew. G-Webs.
This is actually fun to see Mountain Dew slaughter Coke in the whatever this was called, like this runner-up finales or whatever it is. Coke can suck it.
Skaggs Valley said Mountain Dew. Cindy said Coke. DJ said Coke. I'm gonna go Mountain Dew.
Drink like 6 Cokes or something at SHOT Show, and I probably bum like more than 6 Mountain Dews each year, like from being at people's houses and stuff, and like that's what they have. So I probably drink more Mountain Dew in a year.
So now A&W root beer versus Dr. Pepper. Barbecue.
Oh man.
No contest.
What the heck is going on here?
It'd be tougher at Wizard Marks.
This is the semifinals?
Yeah, whatever's going up against Mountain Dew now.
Oh God.
Here's the thing. There's no way to lose. You're getting a delicious, refreshing soda no matter what happens at this point. There's no danger of having to settle for a Coke at this point.
I was gonna be smart and be like, oh, you know what? I have a Lionel 027 A&W boxcar, but I just got Lionel 027 Dr. Pepper boxcar at the last train show a few weeks ago. So that doesn't work for a tiebreaker for me. I'm gonna vote Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. G-Webs.
Can we break in for a second and I'll turn my camera on here and then jam this down so I can ask Barbecue, are you interested in these? What scale are these? Oh, that's Barbecue's camera.
Wrong person.
Can Barbecue tell what scale these are?
Can't even tell what you got there.
These are, I'm thinking, cargo containers of some scale.
I would guess those are probably HO.
Do you use this scale at all?
I used to collect HO,
Do you want these? Is what I'm saying. So I'm sending you stuff, and I kind of was going to ask you anyway if you wanted these, but this was a good, since you just brought up trains. I figured.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to toss them in.
Yeah. Because
I still have all my HO stuff.
Okay, sorry about that.
I switched over to O gauge because it's just easier for me to see. Even if I'm holding the HO up close to my face, it's hard to tell what's on the tankers or the boxcars or anything.
I will go with the Dr. Pepper. Thank you very much.
Pepper.
It would almost been tougher with Barks, but it's going to be Dr. Pepper. It was always going to be
DJ, Dr. Pepper, Skagit Valley, Dr. Pepper. I'm going to go Dr. Pepper.
Wow.
So we've got as our final Mountain Dew versus Dr. Pepper, which are probably, they are two of the heavy hitters in the soda world. Barbecue. Mountain
Dr.
Dew.
Pepper?
Vulcan Rumber is saying they're N scale barbecue.
Oh, were those N scale?
They're about as big around as my thumb, maybe. Like the box car is as big around as my thumb.
Oh. Let's say, well, I'm blind, so
maybe your kid can play with them or something.
Well, if I had I actually want to do an N scale coffee table layout.
What I think they're for is for people that are I mean, like putting a loading thing. Well, I guess people put. I mean, I got the impression they were from like making a scale version of a boat, a cargo container or something.
Does Vulcan collect N scale?
Oh, it'd be easy to put into a padded envelope for sure. They don't weigh nothing.
But yeah, I would actually like to do an N scale coffee table layout. I've always thought that'd be really awesome.
In other words, put something in the table that moves around, or like one of those things where you pour resin. Oh, okay.
Yep.
And then put glass on top of it.
Yep. You do like a full layout, and then you have a clear glass top on top of it, so you can actually look down into it, and you just have your power source running out like an electric coffee table would, and just have it run that way.
Like your standard electric coffee table. I understand.
So GWEPs.
Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper? I'm going to go with the more sophisticated option. Although there's no way to lose here, but Dr. Pepper for the win. It was always Dr. Pepper. It was always going to be Dr. Pepper.
I will join in the Dr. Pepper. So Cindy had said Dr. Pepper. Skagit Valley, Dr. Pepper. DJ, Dr. Pepper. So Dr. Pepper has been chosen as the best soda.
I would like to know if you guys had to vote A&W or Mountain Dew, what would it have been?
Oh, A&W. Mountain Dew's too sweet still.
I like them both, but I would probably go Mountain Dew.
I would have voted A&W.
Although A&W is pretty damn sweet, but still, I could probably handle A&W more often.
Won't lie. That's why I voted Dr. Part of the reason I voted Dr. Pepper, because I was like, what has the better chance of winning against Mountain Dew with you two?
Mountain Dew has only got, what's the word, like history with me. I have no interest in drinking Mountain Dew anymore. But I have fond memories of like a childhood and young ageness or whatever of Mountain Dew.
Do you guys know what the top 2 soda companies are, or soda flavors?
I mean, cola and root beer, probably.
Whatever, more specific, like brand. So would it be Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper, Coke, Pepsi, Barks root beer?
Well, Coke and Pepsi. Right?
Nope. Coke is number 1. Dr. Pepper is number 2. Pepsi is number 3.
Dr. Pepper they license out to both Coke and Pepsi.
Well, from what I understand, both have tried to buy Dr. Pepper out, and the government won't let them. They're like, nope, create monopoly. They got to stay separate, which is, I guess, the same with like 7-Up and things like that. And a way to tell, because they license out, it just depends on where you live. If you look at your Dr. Pepper when you get it, look at the bottle, and that will tell you if Coke has the license in your area. Yep. Or if it's Pepsi that has the license in your area, because you could go next town over and end up with a Dr. Pepper that is in the shape of a Coke bottle, and in your town it might have been in the shape of a Pepsi bottle.
Oh, I've noticed that, but not paid attention. I've never correlated it. That's interesting. It makes a lot of sense because I never paid attention, but they're not always the same bottles. Yeah.
So DJ, send me your address so I can send you out your stuff. And we've got, I'm going to put you guys in the back here.
Woohoo!
I'm going to put it on just so I'm not so big. An announcement. This is the last live stream. Something I've been kind of thinking about for a while now. And it's, I don't know. The only analogy I could kind of come up with is when you're drawing a picture and the picture isn't quite right. So you draw it again and it's still not quite right. You draw it again and it's not right, but you're not sure exactly why it's not right. And rather than keep drawing the picture, I decided just to put the pencil down. It's not any one reason, but I just, decided to hang it up. I want to say to everybody who has hung out in the live chat, chatting it up, I really do appreciate you guys, and it has been fun, and you make it worth doing. And to everybody who has been on one of the live streams, any of the iterations of the chats that we've done, I want to thank you guys too. Making it fun, bringing knowledge and having good conversations. And so I just really do appreciate it. And I can't say it enough to thank you. Thank everyone. And that being said, please do have a good rest of the night and go do something good.